Hey Nelson, I just wanted to show you how the Creative Fighters games work. After you gave me all the sprites, I just went on to create a fully fledged fighting game. So if we start it up, turn this down a little bit. Okay, so if you noticed earlier, the backgrounds here, which corresponds to the opening scene and this screen over here. So the Apex logo over here would correspond to the beginning logo of what you saw earlier when you start the game. And then title screen here corresponds to this title screen, and the character selection screen then corresponds to the next screen over. Over here you can actually change the number of rounds, press up and down, and you change the number of rounds here, and you press enter to start the game. So the character selection screen corresponds to this screen. But all these images are interchangeable, so you can take another image that you want and put it into the character selection screen, or an image that you want for the title or the logo, and you would replace it there. The only thing you can't change is how these things are typed in. So like title screen, you have to type in titlescreen.png, it has to be a PNG file. Apex logo, you can't change that to anything else, it has to say Apex logo.jpg or .jpg. And same in the character selection screen. As long as the wording and the characters are exactly the same, then it'll work perfectly fine. So right now you got two characters here, and we can get going. And so the back entrance here, you can also change these stages, which is here in the stages. Which correspond to this one, back entrance here and scenario here, which is back entrance and scenario. These are the displays, which are these displays down here, right? Make sure that you have both. So one is a smaller version, and one is a larger version of the two. Again, to the back entrance, you have to have there. Just make sure that it's still called back entrance, but you can always change the image for something else. So we'll use a scenario one that you gave me. Okay, so for for A and B, these are the characters that I just named them arbitrarily, which is here in the characters folder, which correspond to these folders here, A and B. Which of course, if you rename them, it'll be renamed to over here as well, and everything. Here are all the different kind of sprites. Of course, if you rename it from A, you would have to rename this as well. It would be SPR underscore, instead of the A underscore cross, it would be SPR underscore Arnold or whatever the name you want it to be underscore cross. And you have to rename all these files to correspond to that name. Okay, so usually this game is mapped to a controller of some sort, so you can use a controller to play the game, or in this case I'm using the keyboard, so I'll tell you all the keys on the keyboard that you can use for player 1. So player 1, left and right, arrow keys, up and down, don't do anything right now. Z is to jump, so it's kind of like Super Smash Brothers, where you have one attack button, but any direction you press would change the attack. So this is A, just not pressing anything. Forward A, you're doing a cross. Oh, I should move my mouse. Forward A, doing cross. A is just jab. Up A is actually supposed to be a different attack. I just don't have a sprite for him. So I mean, I just mapped it to the cross button, so it actually hits him upwards. So if you press forward A, punches him back. If you press up A, it hits him upwards. If you press down A, it hits him down. And if you press just jab, it's just a normal slap to the face. Okay, so those are the normal A attacks, and then S is your special attack. So you press up S, you actually throw bombs. You press down S and you charge. And if you and this character can double jump, of course. And different characters have different specials. So in this case, if he charges up, if B charges up here, his special, instead of double jumping, in which case this guy can double jump, he can dash. So you can dash back and forth like that, which is pretty cool. To charge, energy meter is also important for dodging attacks. So there's no blocking in this game, but then there is dodging. So you can dodge and attack if this guy attacks him and he's like getting attacked. Like, what do I do? You press Q or W simultaneously, like repetitively, and he can dodge behind him. So you can hear in the background I'm pressing Q and W, and he'll dodge, and he won't take any damage. But it would take energy for him to teleport behind him like that. So yeah, so that's the dodging, attacking mechanism, specials. Oh, and the supers. If you do end up getting a Starbucks cup, like you break one of those and you pick it up, you start glowing like this. And every character has their own specials. So you press E. Yeah, it's just electricity special, lightning special attack. In this case, B, he picks it up and he has a really cool one. You press P. And he has a super fire bird thing like that. So, yeah, and it gets really cool. I mean, like, it gets pretty fun, especially when you start spamming your Q and W's and attacking each other. Actually, I picked it up. I asked some of my friends to play this, and it was actually really fun to play. Okay, so yeah, that's Creative Fighters. So the reason why earlier I said you can't replace the back entrance is because it's used here. So in the stages folder right here, whatever you use as a back entrance image, it's going to show up here again in the continue screen, right? And that's it. Cool. Thanks, man.